guys, welcome to today's video and to my channel if you're new here. I'm Debbie if we've not met before, hello. And it's a collab that I've got for you today with the wonderful Katie Marie. So Katie and I both have, I think, quite similar taste in makeup, and we both love our indie brands, and I've been watching Katie for quite a long time. So when I noticed that she dropped a few comments in my videos and had been liking my Instagram posts, I kind of plucked up the courage to ask her if she would like to collab with me, and of course she said yes because she's so lovely. And so it's just one of those little wow moments that I've talked about since I've had my channel. You know, when you're following someone and you love what they do and they are enjoying what you do, when you get to connect with them in this wonderful world that we have in this small creator community on YouTube. So without further ado, I'm going to get into what the collab's all about. We're going to be doing a face-off, which is the brainchild of my friend Danielle Schmidt, whereby we normally choose 5 random shades. We both use the same shades and create a look with them. But what we're going to do is use Menagerie shadows. We've got 4 palettes in common, so we're going to use 1 shade out of each of the palettes and then choose 1 shade of our own choosing. So in some ways I thought that would make it easier. I don't know if it has, because I still haven't decided which shimmer shade I'm going to use to complete my look, and that'll probably just happen as we go along. So if you want to see what palettes we're using and see me create a look with those 4 shades and whatever random shade I decide to pick, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, so the palettes that we're going to play with by Menagerie, we've got the Whalesong palette, and from that palette we've got the shade Cetacean. It's this pastel blue over here. Pretty shade. It's quite a sheer pastel, I think, and I don't think I've ever used it before, so not quite sure what I want to do with that. Then we've got the Killer Purr palette, which if you're not familiar looks like that. From that one we've got the shade Main. Doesn't go with the blue, I don't think, so that's thrown the look off a bit. Next up we've got the Feral, which if you're not a stranger to my channel you will know is my favourite Menagerie palette, and we've got one of my favourite shades from the palette as well. We've got the shade Wisteria, which is a beautiful corally pink. And then from the Pastel Pup, which I've never used at all yet, so this is going to be its first outing, this is the Pastel Pup palette, and the shade we have from that one is Ice Worm, which is that shade there, so a pastel green. So I'm going to swatch out the colour story on my hand so you can see what we've got, and then as I say, I'm going to pick a shimmer as I go because I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to use. So that's what we're going to do. I've been looking at these palettes for, well, probably, I think we've been planning this collab for about a month, and I've been looking at it now and again thinking, what am I going to do? And I still don't really know. So yeah, should be fun. Okay guys, those are not pretty swatches, but that is our colour story. So we've got warm and cool and quite light, nothing to deepen up the look either. So yeah, going to be a fun one. So I'm going to start the look by priming with the Sigma eyeshadow base in Persuade, and while I do that, I'm going to just have a little chat with you about Katie. I think if you're following me, you're probably following Katie as well. So I never know what to say about my collaborators as such, because I think you'll already know. But Katie's got very similar makeup taste, I would say, to me. As I say, she loves her indie shadows. She does beautiful winged out looks. Probably not quite as dramatic as I do, probably a lot more structured and pretty, I think. She rocks green like no one else, and she loves her grungy kind of greens, very similar to what I do. I really love those sort of colours. So there was lots of grungy greens in these palettes, like Killer Purr and Feral have lots of grungy greens, but we didn't get the grungy greens. And there's no one else to blame for this one. So if you watch my collab that went up a couple of days ago with Annette and Lisa, it was Lisa that chose the shades and I was moaning about the shades, but I chose these ones, so it's done at random. And yeah, that's part of the fun of the game, is to try and create a look out of what you're given, and I think it really pushes you out of your comfort zone. Katie is beyond talented at putting colours together, and I think she's going to bring it for this one. So I've got to try and think of a way of like making this pop. And she might go all matte because she does a lot of all matte looks, but I'm going to definitely put a shimmer in there somewhere, I think. But I think I'm going to start with my crease. because I think the crease really like dictates the look for me, and I like the shade Wisteria the best. I think that's where we're going to start. So we're going to start with this one out of the Feral palette. I'll blend that one in my crease, and I'm literally going to take it front to back on my crease and really make that the focus. That's such a popping colour, it's so pretty. I'll do quite a lot of winged out looks. Don't do so many sort of blown out kind of looks that are like blended, so I think I want to do something like that today, but there's not really, in our colour story, much to blend this shade out with, but I think I'm going to be able to make it work. So I'm not doing anything crazy, just building this pigment up in my crease and my outer corner really. As I say, that's the biggest problem for me, is that we don't have a deepening up shade, and I could have chosen another matte to deepen up the look, but then I'm stuck with an all matte look, which isn't really my favourite. As I say, I think that's what Katie might do, but I don't know. I've seen her do, she hasn't done Face Off collab in some time, but I watched her do one of the ones with rules, you know. Well, if you guys don't know what one with rules, order rules, you have to pick the shade, you're given the shade by the other person one by one, so you've got to then use it without knowing what other shade you're going to get. That's beyond me. I wouldn't be able to create a look doing that. I have to like have a think of what I'm going to do. So to get your first shade and then put that down and then not know what you're going to be combining with it would be beyond challenging for me. Loving this colour. Such a pretty colour. It's almost neon, it's so bright, it's gorgeous. I think we've got enough of that colour, and now it's just a case of really like blending that as much as I can, because I like to use a lot of my eye space, so I'm going to blend up as much as I can to my brows. As I say, I don't have a blending out shade, but this is blending really nicely. So if you're not familiar with Katie's channel, she does like the equivalent of a Will I Buy It. She does shop my stashes. Another video I'm really enjoying from her at the moment is she takes a brand, like she's done M Cosmetics and Give Me Glow. They're the two that come to mind that I've watched recently, where she like really goes in depth with what the brand's about, you know, just showing the products she's got from the brand, but just what she thinks of their formulas, and that's super helpful if you're wanting to buy from a new brand, so I really appreciate that. So she's just an all-round really good channel. This could go horribly wrong, but I'm going to try and get some intensity in the crease with the shade Main, so I'm going to try and deepen up a little bit with that, layered over the top of that Wisteria. I think it might make a bit of a deeper colour, I'm kind of hoping. Yeah, I think it's given me a bit of intensity in the crease, so I'm going to pack that into my crease. Not going to worry about what's going on my lid at the moment, because we are going to cut the crease for maximum shimmer there. That's kind of just made the look a bit more orangey in the crease, I think. I don't know if I love it. I preferred it without this shade, but the rules are you have to use all of the shades. So we're going to do a blue and green lower lash line. I'm going to use Avoir Flash by Linda Hallberg in my waterline. Just want something a little bit deep in the look, and then I'm going to kind of wing that out into a little wing as well, only a small one. I only want a baby wing, I'm not going to go crazy with that. Something along those lines. I'm just going to quickly whiz through the other eye and I'll be back. So now the wing's kind of in place, I'm just going to smudge it out a little bit. And that's the great thing about these liners, is you can manipulate them a little bit. So I'm going to do that. So let's just smudge that out a little bit, and then I'm going to start using some of these shades to blend that out. So I think I'm going to go with Ice Worm more in the inner part. So I'm going to start with that. So I've just got a little Morphe E36 for that shade, and we're going to use that to smudge that out there. That's a hella powdery shade. I'm going to take that quite low because I'm going to be bringing some shimmer around there, so I'm going to use that as a base for the shimmer. I like that shade, it's a pretty shade. Don't know if it's a shade to wear with the wisteria shade, but one of you guys said that my looks look crazy whilst I'm doing them, and I have to agree. So stick with me guys, don't click out just yet, it will come together. So we've got one shade left, and that's the Cetacean shade from the Whalesong palette, and I'm going to blend under here with that. And that green wing will give us some separation so that we don't end up blending into that wisteria shade. So I'm going to pretty much pack that on to start with and then blend it. I'm going right up to the line of that liner. Gone a little bit over it, but we can fix that. Now the shades are down, I'm just going to blend pretty much just to smoke everything out on that lower lash line. Now I'm going to cut my lids with NYX Glitter Primer, the Secret Weapon. So I'm going to cut pretty much the whole of my lid to where that liner shape is. I'm not too worried if I cover that wing with a bit of the glitter glue because it's not going to matter. Right, shimmer then. I think for my shimmer I'm going to go in with this shade Fluke from the Whalesong palette. I'm just going to pretty much pack that over the whole of my lid space. It's going to take a little bit of building because it's quite a sheer sort of topper shade, but I think it's got such a beautiful reflection to it. Again, I'm just going to tidy up that wing. I think it's coming together slowly. The reason I use that shimmer is I want to wrap it round onto that Iceworm shade on my lower lash line. I think I want to intensify this blue a bit. I'm just going to do a bit more of that blue. Would have looked better on a white base, I think, that shade. Pretty shade though. Just on the line of that crease there, I'm just going to go back in with Main just to intensify and crisp that up a little bit. Okay, that's the look to this point. Gonna hop off camera for the finishing touches, clean up some of this fallout we've got going on here, and I'll be back with you for the finished look. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. Oh my word, it was a struggle to get there. I mean, my looks do kind of go around the houses and they always look worse before they get better, but honestly I wasn't sure I was going to rescue this one, but I actually really like it now. So it's an interesting colour combo that I never would have done had it not been for doing this collab. So, you know, you wouldn't necessarily put like these shades, well I certainly wouldn't, in a look like cool tones, warm tones, all sorts of colours in between. Yeah, it's no deepening shade. All the things I don't like really to do together are in this look, but it somehow has come together. I think the red lip has saved it a little bit. This is Fenty Beauty's Uncensored, one of the best red lipsticks in the world. I thought if you're not sure about a look, that's the lipstick to go for. But it's a bit of fun, isn't it? And that's what these collabs are all about. So I hope you've enjoyed watching it. And if you have, please give the video a like, comment down below whether you enjoyed it. Whether you're new here, I'd love to know if you come across from Katie's channel. And if you're not watching Katie Marie, please go and check her out. I'll link everything in the description box that you need, her video and her channel. Sure, she's going to do a much more put together kind of sane, I think, look than this one. This one's a little bit crazy. But as I say, I just love to express my creativity. And if you're new here, that's what I'm all about. So not necessarily to make the most beautiful looks in the world, but to just inspire you with different colour combos, different techniques, and to just show you that you can rock anything that you want to at whatever age and whatever skill level you've got. Just go for it, just have a go. So as I say, hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope you might stick around to watch some more of these crazy kind of looks come together. But all that remains to be said now is I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, guys, and hopefully catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.